Now, Reverend Elaine Donlin will offer a Dharma Reflection.
Good morning. From Shinran's Koso Wasan, number 74. Shakyamuni is likened to our mother and Shakyamuni is likened to our father and Amida to our mother, full of love and compassion for us, guiding us through various skillful means. They bring us to awaken supreme Shinjin. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandots, 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 Namandots. Well, good morning, and thank you for joining in today's Shotsuki Hoyo monthly memorial service, and happy Mother's Day. Every year, we have a monthly May Shotsuki Hoyo memorial service to honor and remember those who've crossed over to the pure land of peace and bliss during the month of May. And every year, at least for the past 107 years, we've recognized Mother's Day, also in the month of May, to honor and celebrate mothers. The American incarnation of Mother's Day became an official US holiday in 1914. And interestingly to me, the idea of Mother's Day came from Anne Reeves Jarvis, who in 1868 organized Mother's Friendship Day, where mothers gathered post-Civil War with former Union and Confederate soldiers to promote reconciliation. And then in 1870, Julia Ward Howe wrote the Mother's Day Proclamation, a call to action to ask that mothers unite in promoting world peace. And then finally, it was Anne Reeves Jarvis's daughter, Anna Jarvis, who created Mother's Day as we know it today. She conceived of Mother's Day as a way of honoring the sacrifices mothers have made for their children. When we speak of motherhood, we most often think of it within a biological framework. But as many of us know, this idea of maternal transcends biology and even gender. Many have embraced the idea of awakened motherhood, which was introduced by Srimata Amrita Nanda Mai Devi, fondly known as Amma, during an address she gave at the Global Peace Initiative of Women, Religious and Spiritual Leaders in Geneva, Switzerland, in October 7th, 2002. In her speech, she emphasized, quote, "The essence of motherhood is not restricted to women who have given birth. It is a principle inherent in all people, men and women. It is an attitude of the mind. It is love. And that love is the very breath of life. No one would say, I will breathe only when I am with my family and friends, or I won't breathe in front of my enemies. Similarly, for those in whom motherhood has awakened, love and compassion towards everyone is as much a part of their being as breathing," end quote. This love of awakened motherhood, as she calls it, is a love and compassion felt not only towards one's own children, but towards all people, animals and plants, rocks and rivers. It's a truly interdependent love extended to all of nature, to all beings. In fact, to one in whom the state of true motherhood has awakened, all creatures are their mothers, are their children. I have never believed that Buddhism has a corner market on loving kindness and compassion. Any goodness that I have in me, I believe, was modeled by my own mother, who is not a Buddhist, although she did enjoy attending Sunday services at Enmanji whenever I was able to officiate there. But guided by her own appreciation of the teaching of Jesus, she valued kindness, fairness, justice, inclusivity, compassion, and empathy, all qualities that she continues to imbue. And being privileged to sit on the San Francisco Interfaith Council board and being engaged in this very life here in San Francisco, I've developed a deep appreciation of how many religious and non-religious persons are guided by the qualities of loving kindness and compassion. I remain inspired and encouraged by the compassionate activities of so many who have come before me and who will continue with compassionate activity long after I'm gone. I've felt this loving kindness and compassion with one of today's Shotsuki Hoyo honorees, Mrs. Yuri Ito. Her kindness and gentleness helped me immensely to navigate the workings of the BCSF, Buddhist Women's Association. She generously shared her knowledge with me and gently encouraged me to participate fully within the larger leadership of not only the BWA, but also the Bay District Buddhist Women's League and the National Federation of Buddhist Women's Association. Although Yuri-san was not here to participate in the 2019 World Buddhist Women's Convention held here in San Francisco, she was with me in spirit and in heart, guiding me and supporting me as we all worked collaboratively to pull the World Buddhist Women's Convention off. And each time I put my hands together in Gasho during this remarkable worldwide convention, I was thanking Yuri Ito for her unwavering kindness and compassion. For I would not have been in the leadership position I was in had it not been for Yuri-san and many other BCSF BWA members. It is said that Shinran's mother, Lady Kiko Arinori, had passed away after falling ill when Shinran was just 8 years old. And shortly thereafter, Shinran left home and with the help of his uncle, received ordination as a Buddhist monk from the abbot at the Shorin-in temple when Shinran was just 9 years old. And for the next 20 years, he dedicated his life to Buddhist training in the Tendai tradition on Mount Hiei, outside of Kyoto. And at the age of 29, he left Mount Hiei. And upon the fortuitous meeting with his teacher Honen, who had been teaching the efficacy and primacy of the Nembutsu, Shinran took refuge in Namo Amida Butsu and spent the remainder of his very long life, both sharing and writing about the profound Nembutsu teaching. It's interesting to me that Shinran, who had lost his mom at the tender age of 8, described Amida as a compassionate mother. For Shinran, the distinctive characteristic of Amida is compassion, just like a mother's absolute compassion for her child. Of this, Professor Reverend Mark Uno wrote, quote, Shinran said that the act of saying Namo Amida Butsu, which is an expression of what we call shinjin, or true and trusting, is actually the expression of Buddha nature. It arises from our deepest, truest nature, which is ultimately none other than the awakening of infinite light, Amida Buddha herself. I say herself because Shinran refers to Amida as the compassionate mother, end quote. When I'm with Buddhists from other traditions, I'm often asked, what is your practice? What do you do? And my initial response is, we practice gratitude. Our Shin teachings encourages us to think of all the things done for us by our parents, by our teachers, by our friends, even by strangers whom we don't even know, and to do this intentionally, to cultivate it, rather than just letting it happen accidentally. So today we come together with intention to remember and honor each of the Mei Shotsuki Hoyo names read aloud at the beginning of this service. I am so grateful for each and every Shotsuki Hoyo honoree for enabling me to hear and to call back in response the name of supreme virtues, Namo Amida Butsu. Shinjin is the mind of Amida awakened in us, the mind of great compassion. And sharing the Dharma with others, thanks to those who brought us together today, is the fulfillment of the compassionate vow of Amida in this present moment, here and now. So with gratitude for the all-inclusive wisdom and compassion supporting and sustaining us now and always, let us once again hear and listen to the wise words of our founder Shinran. From the hymns of the Pure Land Masters, Wasan number 74. Shakyamuni and Amida are our father and mother, full of love and compassion for us, guiding us through various skillful means, They bring us to awaken Supreme Shinjin. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Namandots. 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 Please take care and let's stay connected.
Thank you, Sensei.